A for banning my family from my new house after they ignored me for 6 years? I am 32 years old and once again I was not there. Just like I was not there at the family gathering at Thanksgiving 2 months prior. Just like I have not been at any important family date for the last 6 years. The most absurd part is that I used to be the one who organized everything. When I was in my 20s, I was the one who called weeks in advance, the one who made the ingredient list, the one who made sure we had what was needed for my mom's recipe, the one who coordinated who brought what. I was the glue of the family. Or so I thought. At some point something changed. They stopped inviting me. At first I thought it was an oversight, that maybe someone else had already told me and that is why no one repeated it, that maybe they assumed I knew that, of course you are welcome. So I would show up anyway and they looked surprised, but they did not kick me out either. Then it got weird. I would call to ask what time dinner was and they would answer with vague things. We still do not know. It is just that this year is going to be something small. Hey, we did not know if you were going to be able to make it. And then days later I would see the photos. Full table, laughs, cousins I did not even know were going to be there. Aunts and uncles I had not seen in years. A complete gathering. Everyone except me. The worst happened 4 years ago. I remember it perfectly because that was when I understood without excuses what was happening. Mother's Day was approaching. I called my mom 3 days before. Hi Mom. I want to go over this weekend. I will bring you flowers and we can see each other for a while. Ah, she said, and there was a weird pause. Well, yes, come over. She did not sound excited. She sounded as if I were announcing an unexpected visit. But anyway, I bought a beautiful bouquet of white roses, her favorites. I got ready, put on a dress she once told me looked nice on me, and drove to her house in the northern suburbs. I left in the afternoon with traffic, and it took me about 40 minutes. When I arrived, no one was there. I stood at the entrance with the flowers in my hands, ringing the doorbell over and over. I waited 15 minutes. Nothing. I dialed my mom's cell phone straight to voicemail. I dialed my dad's, same thing. I dialed Kyle. He did not answer. I dialed Ashley. Nothing. I went home with a tight chest and my head tied in a knot. I thought maybe something had happened, an accident, an emergency, someone sick, something. I put the flowers in a vase on my kitchen table and waited for someone to call and explain. Then Ashley uploaded the photos. Mother's Day brunch at a restaurant downtown with the best family in the world. There they all were, laughing, well dressed, like it was a special occasion. My mom had a floral corsage on her wrist, the kind they put on you when someone organizes things to make it look nice. On the table there was coffee, pastries, plates of eggs Benedict, bacon, juice, everything. My white roses were nowhere to be found. That was not an accident, that was planned. They made reservations, got dressed up, coordinated, went out together, and it did not occur to anyone to let me know. That day I stopped insisting. I did not make drama, I did not complain, I did not cause a scene, I just got tired. I kept sending birthday messages because I am not made of stone either, but I stopped calling to ask about family dates. I stopped proposing gatherings, I stopped looking for a place where I was clearly no longer wanted. And you know what? No one noticed. No one called me to ask, hey, where are you? No one. Well, except when it was my birthday, because they forgot about that too. Every year in the family, everyone's birthday was an event. Kyle's in the summer always had its dinner. Ashley's in July was celebrated with a gathering at my parents' house. My dad's in November always had something. My mom's in March, needless to say. Mine is in September. Total silence. Last year, my 31st birthday fell on a Saturday. I waited all day. At noon, nothing. In the afternoon, nothing. By 8 o'clock that night, I already felt ridiculous, as if I were waiting for a miracle. I ordered Chinese takeout and started watching a series on Netflix alone with the house in silence. At around 10 o'clock, a message from Ashley finally came through. Sorry, it slipped my mind. Belated happy birthday. I have been so busy with work. On a Saturday night, and suddenly she remembered her sister existed. Now I am here looking at their Christmas photos and something inside me snaps. It is not an angry snap. It is more like everything falling into place. As if I finally stopped asking myself what I did wrong and started seeing the whole picture. I do not need this. I do not need to keep waiting for them to remember me. I do not need to feel like an accessory, like someone who is in the way, as if there is something defective about me, because my own family treats me like an afterthought. You know what I need? My own space, my life, my own traditions, my own little tree. If I feel like it, I close Instagram and open my contacts. Stephanie Hayes. Stephanie and I were friends in college. Over time she became a real estate agent, and for years she has been telling me the same thing. When you are ready to buy, call me. Well, I am ready. It rings 3 times before she answers. Brooke, finally. How are you? Good, honestly. Very good. Hey. Remember you always told me you would help me look for a house when I was ready? Yes, of course. I am ready. Seriously, Brooke, how exciting. Let's see, tell me, what are you looking for? I lean back on the couch and for the first time all night I smile. Something nice, not huge but nice. Quiet area if possible, ready to move in. I have saved a lot and I have enough for a solid down payment. We talked numbers for a few minutes. I have been very careful with money, probably because I have not spent on family trips or group gifts or those things families do when they see each other often. My savings account honestly is doing quite well. When I hang up, I feel a strange lightness in my chest, as if I had been holding my breath for 6 years and suddenly remembered how to breathe. The following weeks fly by. I already had the pre-approved mortgage and the owner was in a rush to move, so everything moved faster than I expected. Stephanie shows me several options, but one day she takes me to see a house in a quiet gated community in Oakwood Estates, not that far from where I was living in an apartment in the Riverside district. The house has 2 floors painted light blue, with large windows that let the light in. It is on a tree-lined street, Pine Street. I remember the name perfectly because it stuck with me as if it were a sign. The owner is leaving for work and wants to sell it furnished. When I cross the door, I know. I do not overthink it. Feel it. The kitchen is renovated, clean, with space to move around without bumping into things. Upstairs there are 2 bedrooms. Out back, a small paved patio and a little corner that is perfect for a table. The furniture looks well kept and tasteful. A light gray couch, a bed with a white headboard, decent plates, nothing thrown together in a hurry. It is as if someone had put together a life that finally feels like it is for me. That same day I make an offer. 2 days later they let me know it was accepted. A few weeks later, with everything signed and the keys in my hand, I am standing in a living room that is mine, my house. Still feels weird to think about it. I work at an agency called Vanguard Marketing. I am a senior account manager. 3 years ago they promoted me to manage large clients, and with that came a significant raise. That is where a large part of what I was able to save came from. Does my family know what I do for a living? No, they could not even tell you the name of the company. They have never asked. 2 weeks after moving in, I decide to have a housewarming party. Not a huge party, but something nice. I make a list of the people who are truly with me, college friends, coworkers, neighbors, and some extended family members who have always been warm to me, like my cousin Nicole and my Aunt Barbara. Real people, people who check on me, who ask how I am, who are happy for me. The only decision I make without my hand trembling is this: not to invite my immediate family, not my mom, not my dad, not Kyle, not Ashley. There is no call, no message, no in case you want to stop by, nothing. For the first time in my adult life, I throw a gathering and they are not included out of habit. Saturday arrives and the house fills with voices, laughter, soft music. That energy you feel when people are comfortable. My Aunt Barbara arrives with a tray of potato salad that, according to her, always comes out perfect. My cousin Nicole brings a dessert. Taylor from work drops by with a sparkling drink in glasses as if it were a ritual. My neighbor Erin asks me to let her know if I ever want to join the condo's book club. This is why I did it. For this. Around 4 in the afternoon, my Aunt Barbara pulls me aside slightly with that look of curiosity she cannot hide even if she wanted to. Oh, sweetie, your house turned out so beautiful, really? But what about your mom and dad and Kyle and Ashley? I look right at her. I did not invite them. The smile lines on her face fade. Her expression turns serious. What do you mean you did not invite them? Did something happen? Well, yes, I have gone 6 years without being invited to anything, not Christmas, not Thanksgiving, not birthdays. So I decided I was not going to invite them to this either. Aunt Barbara widens her eyes. Seriously, Brooke? I had no idea. They do not invite me. That is just how it has been. Aunt Barbara stays quiet for a second and I know her. I know her silence is the start of a chain reaction. By the next day, half the extended family will know why my parents and siblings were not there. The gathering ends around 8. When the last guest leaves, I sit on my couch in my house and what I feel is peace. 3 days later, the phone starts. First, my mom's name appears. I let it ring until it hangs up. Then my dad, then Kyle, then Ashley. I do not answer. And then the messages arrive one after another. My mom. How dare you make us look ridiculous in front of everyone? Kyle. What is wrong with you? Now everyone thinks we hate you. Ashley. Everyone is asking why we treat you differently. How embarrassing. I read them and a laugh slips out. But the kind of laugh that is not happy. It is a laugh of realization. They are not angry because they hurt me. They are angry because someone noticed. I do not answer. I leave them there. A few more days pass. It is Saturday morning. I am out on the patio with my coffee in the cold air of the season when there is a loud knock on the front door. I look through the peephole and the breath leaves me. The 4 of them are there. My mom, my dad, Kyle, and Ashley. I open the door slowly. What do you need? My mom does not even answer. She walks in as if the house were hers. The others follow behind her. What do you think you are doing? I ask. But they have already spread out. Kyle walks into the kitchen and runs his hand over the counter as if inspecting it. Ashley peeks into the living room. She looks at the walls, the furniture, as if taking inventory. It is nice, Ashley says in a voice that does not sound like a compliment. My mom turns to me and starts raising her voice. How could you do this to us, Brooke? Do you have any idea what you caused? Your Aunt Barbara will not stop talking. Everyone is asking why we treat our children differently. They are asking why we pushed you aside. My dad nods tensely. You need to fix this. Call people, tell them it was a joke, that we are a close family and that you exaggerated. I look at them without moving. Because you did not invite me to anything in the last 6 years. A very strange silence falls. My mom opens and closes her mouth as if looking for a way out. My dad looks at the floor. My mom starts with a sentence that goes nowhere. It is just that you sometimes. Well, you do not even tell me happy birthday, I say, and I feel the heat rising to my face, but I do not yell. I say it firmly. Not even that. The 2 of them turn red. Kyle and Ashley return from their tour of the house. Ashley sits on my couch as if it were nothing. Well, she says, crossing her legs. And how could you afford this? It is very nice. It must have cost a lot. I look at her. If you were interested in my life, you would know that I have been in a high-level position at my job for 3 years. I am doing well. My mom chimes in immediately. Well, you never told us you got a promotion. I feel like laughing, but again it is not a nice laugh. And how would you know if you did not ask? She insists as if it were logical. I look directly at her. Tell me, what is the name of the company where I work? Silence. My mom turns to look at my dad. My dad turns to look at Kyle. Kyle turns to look at Ashley. Ashley just looks at her nails. Nothing. No one has ever asked. I stand tall. I am not going to deny anything. I am not going to pretend we are a close family when we are not. I walk to the front door and open it wide. And leave. My mom freezes. You are not even going to offer us a coffee? I look at her without blinking. I have already done more for you than you have ever done for me. And I am still opening the door for you so you can leave with dignity, unlike you, who left me standing with flowers in my hand on Mother's Day. My mom's face lights up red. She wants to say something, but it does not come out. One by one they walk out. My dad does not look at me. Kyle shakes his head, as if I were the one exaggerating. Ashley stops for a second at the door. This does not end here, she says. Yes, it does end here, I answer. I close the door. I stay leaning against it for a moment, listening to them argue outside until the slam of the car door is heard, and then the engine driving away. After that, I expected silence. I thought they will play the offended ones for a while and then act like nothing happened. And I did not care, but no. 3 days later I get an email from my dad. Subject: Invitation to family dinner. I almost delete it without reading, but curiosity gets the better of me. Dear Brooke, your mom and I want to invite you to dinner this Sunday at 6 in the afternoon. We are going to make beef stew and mashed potatoes. We hope you can join us. With love, Dad. It is so formal it looks like a man who barely knows me is writing to me. I delete it without answering. The next day, Ashley sends me a message. Do you want to go shopping this weekend? There are sales at Nordstrom and we can hang out like before. Like before? What before? The last time we went shopping together was when I was in college. I do not answer. I'll try something else. He sends me an email with old photos attached, one where he is teaching me how to ride a bike. Me at 6, him at 10. Another where the three of us were making a huge craft project covered in glue and paper for a school event in the living room when we were still kids, and this gap did not exist. The message says, "Remember when we were close?" I missed that. I stare at the photos for a long time. Yes, we were close when we were kids and they had not yet decided I did not count. No, I reply. A week goes by with more attempts. My mom leaves a voicemail asking if I need anything for the new house. My dad sends another dinner invitation. Ashley calls twice. I do not answer at all. I think they are finally going to understand when one Saturday there is another knock. I open and this time it is my mom alone. She looks different, smaller, less hard. She does not have the angry face from last time. She brings something else, desperation maybe. "Brooke, please can we talk?" I want to apologize. I look at her and for a second I almost feel sorry for her. Almost. "I know we have not been fair to you," she says. "And I want to fix it. I want to make it right." I swallow the urge to let it all out at once. I let her speak. "It is my birthday in 2 weeks," she continues, and her voice softens. "I want to celebrate it at the house. Just family, just us. Nothing big. I want you to be there, sweetheart. It is important to me. Just family." That phrase hits me weird. Because just family in my history has meant everyone except Brooke for years. "Please," she insists. "I want to rebuild this. I want you to see that you do matter." Her eyes tear up. She looks sincere, and as much as it hurts, she is still my mom. The woman who brushed my hair as a little girl. The one who taught me how to braid. The one who held me during my first heartbreak. I hear myself say, "Okay, I will go." Her face lights up as if I had given her the world. She reaches out and hugs me tight. I let her. She smells like her usual perfume. The one that reminds me of home when I was 8 years old and things were simple. "Thank you, my love," she says. "This means so much." When she leaves, I stand there for a moment, still trying not to get too excited, but I cannot help it. A careful hope creeps in. Maybe they did understand. Maybe they did realize. I spend the week thinking about what to get her. In the end, I choose a silk scarf from a nice boutique, navy blue with little silver stars. It costs more than I usually spend, but it feels like a gesture of peace. 3 days before my mom's birthday, I am at the office finishing a presentation for a client. When a call comes in, Aunt Barbara. "Hello, Auntie." "Brooke, I am so excited, sweetie. I just talked to your mom and she told me the good news." "What good news?" "That you guys made up. That you are going to her party." I feel like my stomach drops. "Party?" "Yes, she already invited everyone, the aunts and uncles, the cousins, everyone. She says she wants to show that you are all doing well now, that you are a happy family again." She sounded so thrilled. I freeze. My mom told me just family. She told me small dinner. She looked me in the eyes and promised me with that soft voice. And it was a lie. I hang up without saying goodbye. I go to the parking garage and I sit in my car for a long time with my hands shaking from anger. They did not change. They do not want to fix anything with me. They want to fix their image. They want to use me as proof so people stop asking why they pushed me aside. They want to put me at the table as an ornament so everyone will say, "Oh, how nice, they are back to the way they were." I wipe my face, start the car, and drive straight to return the scarf. The saleswoman asks me if it had a defect. No, I tell her. It is perfect. It is just not for the right person. I do not let my mom know I am not going. I do not send her a message. I do not send an email. I do not tell her anything. If she wants to put on a show, she can find out on her own that her main piece did not show up. Sunday arrives, my mom's birthday. At 5 in the afternoon, I turn off my phone. I make myself a nice quiet dinner, grilled chicken, roasted vegetables, something simple just to take care of myself. I sit on the patio and watch the sun go down, unhurried, without noise, without explanations. At 6:30, I turn on my phone. 15 missed calls, 7 voicemails, messages everywhere. The first voicemail is from my mom. At 6:05. "Sweetheart, where are you? Everyone is here. We are waiting for you." The second at 6:15. "Brooke, please answer me. People are asking for you." At 6:45. My dad. Your mom is very upset. You need to come now. Kyle writes at 7. What is up with you? Hurry up. Come. My mom is crying. Ashley. At 7:15. Everyone is watching us. How embarrassing. Come now, please. At 7:30 Aunt Barbara's call comes in again. This one I do answer. Hello, Auntie. Brooke, where are you? I am here at your mom's house and everyone is asking. Your mom will not stop looking at the door. Wait. Put the phone on speaker. I want everyone to hear. There is noise, footsteps. Someone saying what is going on. And then my aunt's voice further away. You are on speaker now. Everyone is listening. I sit up straight in the patio chair. I feel strangely calm as if I finally had the clear words. Hello everyone. I just want to clarify something. Murmurs can be heard. When my mom invited me today, she told me she was having a small dinner with just my dad, Kyle, Ashley, and her. She told me it was just family. She did not tell me she was going to invite all of you. The murmurs get louder. She lied to me because she wanted to use my presence to make it look like we are a happy family, but we are not. A short, heavy silence. For 6 years they did not invite me to Christmas or family gatherings or birthdays, to anything, not even once. And now they want to act like nothing happened here just to look good. Voices are heard, someone saying what? Someone else saying 6 years? And the noise of a full house that suddenly does not know how to settle. I am not going today and I am not going to pretend again. They made their decision a long time ago and today I am making mine. I take a breath. Good night. I hang up. Immediately my phone rings again, but I turn it off once more. I pour myself a glass of water, sit back down and stare at the patio, as if the air finally weighed less. That night I sleep better than I have in months. Monday morning I wake up with a strange lightness, as if I had dropped a heavy bag on the floor after carrying it. At noon there is a knock. I look out the window and see my Aunt Barbara at the entrance with a tray covered in aluminum foil. I brought you some food, she says when I open. I could not leave it like that. And I came to tell you what happened after you hung up. I let her in. We sit in the kitchen. She uncovers the tray and the smell of homemade lasagna comes out. Brooke, she says, getting serious. When you spoke you could hear a pin drop. No one knew what to say. Everyone just stared at your parents. And then the questions started. Your Uncle Frank asked your dad directly, why did you not invite her to Thanksgiving? Your cousin Nicole asked why you were not at the gathering at Thanksgiving. Another aunt asked why you had not appeared in any photos for years. I picture my family trying to climb out of that hole with the table set, and people staring at them. Your mom tried to explain. Aunt Barbara continues, shaking her head, but everything she said made it worse. She said you were always busy with work. I stay still with my jaw clenched. And then Kyle jumped in and said you never told them about your promotion. And that was when someone asked, and what company does Brooke work for? Aunt Barbara raises her eyebrows. No one knew. No one could say. They stayed quiet. I feel a weird mix. Sadness, yes, but also something like relief because it was finally clear in front of everyone that it was not my imagination. What happened next? They started leaving one by one. Your Uncle Frank took his dish, very upset. He said he was disappointed. Your cousin Nicole said goodbye to your mom but with a cold face, sweetie, cold. Aunt Barbara takes my hand. By 8 there was hardly anyone left. The 4 of them stayed there with a cake that no one even wanted to look at. I remain in silence. Your mom cried, Aunt Barbara says. She kept saying everyone misunderstood her, that she loves all her children equally. I look at her and tell the unvarnished truth. I do not feel sorry for her. Aunt Barbara nods as if it gave her peace to hear that. You have no reason to feel sorry. What they did to you was wrong and yesterday showed that they still do not understand. They did not want to make up with you, they wanted to fix what people think. We eat the lasagna and talk about other things. About work, the weather, the gossip about a neighbor, about anything but my parents. When she leaves she hugs me tightly. I am proud of you, she tells me. You deserve better. In the following weeks my family tries everything. They call from different numbers as if I would not recognize their voices, but I recognize them as soon as they say Brooke, I hang up. They send emails that I delete without opening. They leave voicemails that I delete without listening to completely. Kyle even tries to message me on LinkedIn as if professional contacts were useful to repair years of absence. That honestly even makes me laugh. 3 weeks after my mom's birthday disaster, I am at the supermarket when I run into Mrs. Henderson, a lady who was our neighbor when I was a girl. She has known my family for decades. "Brooke, so nice to see you. I heard you bought a house. How wonderful." "Thank you, Mrs. Henderson. I am doing very well, really. That is good. Hey, I saw your mom at the bank last week. She looks sad. She told me you guys had a misunderstanding." I smile politely, but my voice does not tremble. It was not a misunderstanding. It was 6 years of them pushing me out of their lives and me finally understanding that I do not have to beg for a place. Her eyes widen. "Oh no, I did not know. A lot of people did not know, but I am more at peace now. And it is true, my house already feels like a home. Things are going well at work. I closed an important new client. The condos book club turned out better than I expected and I met someone there. Alex. Calm, attentive. The kind who looks at you when you speak and is not thinking about something else. It is not a movie, it is not perfect, but it is real and I am thankful for that. One weekend I invited Stephanie and her husband over for dinner. We made hamburgers on the patio and brought out board games. We stayed up until midnight laughing about silly things. No one mentioned my family. No one asked me and why did not they come? No one made me feel like something was missing because nothing is missing. What was missing was respect and I am no longer begging for that. Months passed. When September arrived, I was no longer the same person waiting for a message that never came. Yesterday was my 33rd birthday. I asked for the day off at work. I went to get a massage. I got a haircut. I walked unhurriedly. In the afternoon when I returned home, my phone was full of messages from friends congratulating me. Taylor sent me flowers. My cousin Nicole called to sing to me. Alex arrived with a little cake and we sat down to watch a terrible movie, the kind that are so bad they make you laugh. From my mom, my dad, Kyle and Ashley? Nothing. Total silence as always, but this time I did not sit staring at the screen every 5 minutes. I did not spend the day with that sad hope of maybe this time. I did not wait. I celebrated with people who actually want me around and it was perfect. I used to think something was wrong with me, that I must have done something terrible for my own family not to want me around. I spent years trying to understand what I had done, how to fix it, how to earn back a place. Today I know the problem was never me. The problem was that they decided a long time ago that I was not worth the effort and I stayed too long accepting that idea. Not anymore. I know what I am worth and my worth does not depend on whether they invite me to Christmas dinner or if they remember my birthday. I am building my own traditions. I am putting together a different family, made of people who choose to be there, not people who treat me like an obligation. They can keep their perfect bubble where I do not exist. I will keep my imperfect, honest life, full of real people where I do exist. And honestly, I think I got the better end of the deal. Comment. Hey everyone, this story really touched me, so I wanted to share a few honest thoughts with you. For me, the biggest takeaway is how important it is to respect yourself enough to set clear boundaries. You deserve to be around people who genuinely value you and make you feel wanted. Sometimes the kindest choice you can make is to step away and choose your own peace. Healing begins when we stop waiting for others to change and start taking responsibility for our own happiness. I believe that surrounding yourself with kind, consistent people can help you rebuild in the most beautiful way. Your worth is never defined by how much space someone gives you. Take some time to reflect on what kind of love and respect you truly want in your life. I'm rooting for you to create a calmer, more authentic life filled with real connection. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a comment and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the upcoming stories.